AITA for not asking my girlfriend's father for permission to marry her? So I feel like the normal situation I read about is the opposite situation, but I personally feel I am in the right here. I, 30M, been dating my girlfriend, 29F, for 4 years now, and things have all in all been pretty good. We both don't see eye to eye politically on many things with her father, but still visit him and her mother fairly frequently around holidays, and he is friendly enough to know to not bring up politics around the both of us because we don't agree, but I digress. I've talked about proposing to my girlfriend over the past couple months and about what she wants etc., and she mentioned she wanted me to ask her dad for permission. I was kind of taken aback by this isn't a normal thing my girlfriend would say. So I asked why? She said because it's something she would like me to do, her sister's husband did it, and some wedding funding from him would likely be contingent on me doing this. I came back with that I wouldn't be asking another person for permission to marry her. It's an extremely outdated tradition for one, and I'm a 30-year-old person, I can do what I want to do with someone I love. I don't need anyone else's permission. She got mad and said I just needed to do it, because it's a small thing to ask for, and she wants some of the money to have a few more things at our wedding that we won't be able to afford without it. I'm continuing to stand my ground about not asking for this. AITA? Edit. Ask for her father's blessing rather than permission. I suggested this with asking for both parents and was told that her father will likely want to speak to me alone on it and won't include the mother if I try to ask with both of them. Again, I don't mind telling them I'm going to do this, but the blatant, you have to ask me and only me, is what's really off-putting for this.
Relevant comments. Cove_Rose. I'd say YTA. I can completely understand it being outdated, and I can understand if you end up feeling embarrassed or something by doing it, but she's asking this of you. Being married means that sometimes you compromise on your own comfort to make the other one beyond happy. Also, it's not a bad thing to have financial help towards the wedding, and if asking permission is a way to do that, it's pretty easy. I'll also point out that my husband also contacted my father. But it wasn't do I have your blessing to marry your daughter and more hey, I love your daughter so much I'm going to ask to marry her. It was just more letting him know of his plans, you know?
OP. I think that is the route I'll propose with my girlfriend. I just don't like the asking permission part, so like you said, if I phrase it as more of a, I'm doing this and want to let you know because I respect you, I think that will make both sides happy. Thanks for the suggestion.
Darby Stein. I'm honestly going with NAH. I completely understand your side, and logically it doesn't make sense to ask for permission. However, not everything about relationships is logical. Especially with religious/conservative parents. I grew up in a religious family so I can understand where she might be coming from, but it may be a way for her to feel like you are being fully welcomed in the family. It's a verbal approval from her father that he is okay with you marrying her, and honestly parental approval is always craved, especially in households where it isn't always given. It could also be a way for her to try to maintain some semblance of a relationship with her parents, i.e. an olive branch, especially if things are strained due to political differences. Also, if her parents will contribute more money this way, she could be looking forward to a dream wedding that needs extra funds. When my aunt got married, her husband just had a simple conversation with my grandfather. More of like I am planning on asking your daughter to marry me, and I wanted to let you know, man-to-man kinda thing. Maybe this would be more of a middle ground for you.
Update. Hi y'all. AITA didn't allow me to post my update there, so putting it here. So after reading a lot of the responses in the original thread, I decided to ask for my girlfriend's parents' blessing. I told her I was going to do it and she was very happy. We were going to visit about 2 weeks after I posted the thread, and I figured it would be a good opportunity to ask. So my fiancé went for a run one morning and I was lounging around talking with her parents, when I said I'd like to talk to them about something. They both kind of smiled like they knew what I was going to say, and immediately her dad says, "Let's go talk in the garage." So him and I go out there and I phrase it like some people told me to, "I want to marry your daughter and I'm letting you know that I plan to propose because I love her. I also want to get your blessing because I respect you and your wife." He was pleased with the answer and smiled and gave his approval for me to propose. All I needed. The proposal went great about a month later. Romantic and just like I had planned, my fiancé loved it. So this past Sunday we were discussing venues and the ceremony and my fiancé casually said, "Well, Dad wants us to get married in this church so we'll be doing it here." Now I'm not religious and I wouldn't mind getting married in a church, but again, why does his opinion matter for our wedding? So I asked anything else your dad wants for our wedding, and then said we also needed to stay in separate rooms the night before our wedding too per her father, hilarious since we've been living together for almost 2 years. This led to a massive argument about the wedding, the role of her dad in her life. I told her that up until a couple of months ago, it seemed like she couldn't have cared less about what her dad thought. But would it stop with the wedding? Would it continue on if we had children? Her excuse was that she was ruining her dream wedding and it was contingent on appeasing her father. She didn't understand why I couldn't compromise and get her the extra cash to get her the wedding she had always dreamed of. So I told her, I'm not ready to get married if this is the stance you're going to take with your father, and that did not go over well. The yelling started and things started being thrown at me. So I left. I called my buddy and went to his place. He gladly let me come over. I've got tons of missed calls from her, some texts ranging from, I miss you, let's talk it out, to, you're an abuser trying to separate me from my family. I just honestly don't know where this behavior is coming from. It's like my fiancé has been taken over by some bridezilla that only cares about having a perfect wedding. I'm just taking time to think about everything and what I want to do next. I'll maybe update again after this, but for now, things aren't looking too great for the future of our relationship. Just trying to keep my head above water.
Relevant comments. Commenter. This guy is a control freak. All the things his fiancée is suggesting are totally normal things that people do. Having a conversation, not even asking permission per se, just having a conversation and getting their blessing with your intended's parents before proposing is totally normal and common. Getting married in a family's church even if you aren't especially religious is normal. Most people spend the night before their wedding apart. All totally normal things. These are pretty tame requests from someone who is funding the wedding, and all are things this guy would probably be doing anyway. This dude wants to get into a dick measuring contest with his future FIL and is pissed that his fiancée isn't deferring to him.
OP here. We would have been funding 80% of the wedding, the extra 20% or so were extras that my FIL said he would cover, but only if we fulfilled certain requests. I don't mind doing things that she wants. But I want to say in these things too, especially since we will be paying for a majority of it. Update 2. Hey all. Been getting quite a few messages asking me how things are going. So I figured I'd give y'all a quick update. 1. The wedding is not happening. 2. We broke up. I've just moved into a new place after staying with a friend for a bit, and am just figuring out life. Just working and staying busy with my golf league. We ex and I tried to make it work for a little while after my update, and I think we both realized that after what had transpired, it wasn't going to work. So, that's what I got for you. Not that exciting. But hey, honestly life is pretty boring most of the time, unlike what most people on Reddit would like you to believe lol. Update 3. Hey everybody. Kind of forgot about this account to be honest. I was thinking about this the other day and logged in and had a couple people asking how I was doing. To be honest, not much has changed. I think last I left you, I had just moved into a new place and my ex and I had separated and we had called off the wedding. For about 4 months or so I didn't have contact with my ex, we just figured it would be best to go our separate ways. I just buried myself in my work and kept it trying to keep my mind off her. But out of the blue I got a message from her, just asking how I was doing. We ended up texting for a bit over the next couple days, and we ended up deciding we wanted to meet up for a quick round of drinks just to get some closure. Drinks went well and we continued to text maybe once every 2 weeks or so. One thing led to another and a random night I got a text from her asking to come over to her new place, so I did ha. We've kept this arrangement going now for a while, no plans on getting back together at all, but it's nice to feel like a normal person every 2 to 3 weeks. So that's really it. Work is good and I'm thinking about potentially getting back out into the dating world soon. I'll have to end the arrangement with my ex if so, but I think she'll be understanding. Anyways, appreciate you all asking about me.